Hello everybody, welcome back. I added up every dollar I've spent on this Cayman and somehow the total came out to just over $21,000. So today I'm going to show you exactly where all that money went. Alright, welcome back everybody. So today I made a terrible financial decision. I decided to add up every single dollar that I have spent on my 2018 Cayman S. That's everything from maintenance, repair costs, performance modification, general repairs, and things I didn't really need for the car. At the end of the day, I don't know if I want to know this final cost. I've had a couple of cars like this. I had a Q50 Red Sport, I had a G80 M3, I had a Golf R. This one has by far taken the most money from my pockets. It's not even close. Those cars were also modified, but not even close to what this one is at. So today I figured I'd break down the exact cost of everything that goes into owning a car like this, at least to the extent that I have put this car through in terms of modifying it. So I figured we'd start with the more boring stuff. Like any other car, you do have general maintenance on a car like this. The only difference between this car and other cars with general maintenance is it's a little more expensive on what it is. I've had to do 2 oil changes on the car. Both of them were at about 2,000 miles. So I bought the car with 16,000 miles. Now it has 20,000 miles after 4 years. So when it comes to oil changes, I did them every 2,000 miles. So since I have 20,000 miles in the car, I have done 2 oil changes. Those oil changes come to about $350 to $400 per oil change, depending on which shop you go to. I also just want to give full disclosure, I don't do any of my own work on this car. I don't touch it at all. I've never touched a wrench in my life. I don't want to. I don't want to learn it, and I really don't care. So tires and brakes, I have not needed to get new brakes on the car yet because it had new brakes when I bought the car, but it is starting to get to the point that I think I'm going to need new brakes soon. So those are going to be a pretty decent cost. I think for steel brakes on these, you're looking at about $2,100. That's just for the part, not counting installation, of course. I did have to get new tires. So these are Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. These were about $2,100. So that was the cost of that. Brakes, like I said, is probably going to be another $2,100 to $2,500, give or take. So you got to figure tires and brakes, if you need those, is about a $5,000 cost in just parts before you actually have them, balanced and put on and everything like that. Real quick, I also thought I should mention insurance. When I did buy this car, I was 19 years old, so insurance was a lot more then. It was about $400 a month. And by the way, I live in the state of New York, so New York is known for its ridiculously high insurance cost. Now I pay about $129 a month for this car, I believe it is. It's pretty cheap for a car like this. I also don't drive it too often, and my broker knows that. I don't drive it that much. I have the proof. I've only put 1,000 miles on it a year. I do have no accidents on my record, so that obviously does help. And I do have a couple of cars on the policy. We have 5 cars on the policy and 2 motorcycles on the policy right now. So of course, like this, with any other car, you're gonna have unexpected repairs that need to be done. So one of those was a battery because I let the car sit for too long, a couple months I didn't drive it. So that battery was $400. I also needed spark plugs, which they say to do at 30,000 miles. I did it about 20. That was, I think, $120. Let me double check that. Spark plugs were $140. Battery was $400. Plus the axles got worn out, I guess, because I didn't drive the car for a long period of time, so I need to get new axles. That was $3,000 from Porsche. That was a pretty big heavy hit, and that's just for the part. So looking at $3,000 on new axles, $140 on spark plugs, and battery for $400. We're looking at about a total of $3,500 in unexpected maintenance, meaning, not tires, not brakes, not oil change, because that's stuff you're going to need on any car. Now, this is where it gets a little dangerous with this car, performance upgrades. So on this car, performance-wise, we have H&R lowering springs, we have a 3rd radiator kit, we have a downpipe, it is tuned, and it also has a catback exhaust. I believe that's everything. So let's go through all of that together. So 3rd radiator kit is from Suncoast Porsche. That radiator kit was $995. We have a Soul Performance exhaust, that was $2,500. We have a Soul Performance downpipe, that was $2,095. We have a Softronic ECU tune, which is also from Soul Performance, that's $1,295. It's on H&R lowering springs, which I also bought from Soul Performance, as well as the Softronic tune. Those lowering springs were $499. We have a numeric short throw shifter, which upgraded shifter cables, so that was $1,255. Plus, we also have a BMC air filter, so that's a little bit of a performance upgrade, I guess I'll count that. That was $92. So that brings us to a grand total of $8,731 on performance upgrade to the car. Again, not counting the actual labor of putting the parts into the car. So cosmetic upgrades for the car, I've only done 3 things cosmetically. One of those is the side markers. So these were yellow when I got the car. We swapped them out for white ones. If we go to the back of the car, I have different tail lights. So these are clear tail lights. These are really the tail lights you would get on a GTS, Cayman, or Boxster. Since this is not a GTS, it's just an S, you would get the red ones, but I swapped them out for these. So these, I think, look a lot better for the rear end of the car. I think it complements the colors a lot more. On the inside here, we have an Alcantara shift knob. So that's the only interior thing I've changed. I'm not big into cosmetic changes, so I didn't really care for much of it. I always just wanted something Alcantara, so my fiance bought me that. And the taillights and the side markers were pretty early on into owning the car. So total cost there, we have the white side markers, which was $87.50. Clear taillights from Suncoast Porsche, those were $895. Then the Alcantara shift knob and shift boot, that was $650. So that brings us to a total of $1,632.50 on cosmetic upgrades for the car. So the final total for the car in parts without installation is $14,403.50. Again, without installation. And I don't do any installation myself, so we have to go over installation costs as well. So for install costs, the exhaust, the side markers, and the springs were done from one shop. I don't remember the cost individually, but I know the total cost for installation there was $1,300. The tail lights and everything else was done from another shop, Legendary Motion in North Belmore, New York. Great shop, bring your stuff there. Tail lights were $175, tune was $700, radiator kit, which is right in front of me here, $1,750, downpipe $1,750, axles $525, spark plugs $262, and battery $276. So total with installation, we are looking at a total number of $21,141.50 that I am into this car for, outside of buying the car for $67,000. So that brings us to what? 88 something, 88,000 around there, sound right? I also have future plans for the car because I'm not done, because I'm an idiot. So don't get me wrong, I definitely love the car beyond belief, and I don't regret any single purchase I've done in terms of modifying the car or maintaining the car at all. But I do have future plans for the car. Future plans include Bilstein suspension, so that's going to be a full suspension setup, so that's going to be $2,969. I also do want to eventually get the little door straps. I thought those were always cool that they have on like the GT4RSs and stuff, so they do make a conversion kit. That's pretty cheap. That is $395. That's from Redline. I would like to eventually maybe do bucket seats in the car because I kind of wanted to have this sort of track, street looking feel to the car. That I'm looking at between $3,000 to $5,000. Then again, I'm going to need brakes, so that's going to be $2,100. But if I do decide to go carbon ceramic on the brakes from Porsche, which I could do, I'm looking at $36,510 on that. So, you know, there's a big discrepancy of about $34,000 for that modification. I have to decide if that's worth it or not to me. I also do want to do a sole intercooler kit, so that's $1,995. And possibly I might do some aero on the car because it's getting to the point that the car's getting very fast and I might need some sort of downforce. So that would be another cost, but I don't have a number in mind for that because I don't know which kit I would go with. So again, total with installation, $21,141.50 on what I have done to the car already, which is making me question every single financial decision I have ever made in my entire life because I could have just not done any of this and just bought a $20,000 car at this point. So it's a little ridiculous, but regardless, I am still very happy with every single modification. I don't care. It literally brings a smile to my face every time I drive the car. It's worth every single penny I've ever spent. If you do have any questions about any of the modifications that you might want to do to your car or about my car or whatever the case may be, feel free to message me on Instagram. It's going to be linked in the description down below, or you can just leave a comment on this video and of course I'll answer it. As always though, thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to ask. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys later. Toodaloo.